TIFU by not wearing a shirt under my hoodie to school. I'm 17, and it was my second day at my new school. I decided to wear a pullover hoodie with no shirt under. I didn't know we couldn't wear hoodies. At my old school they allowed it. No one said anything to me all day until third period. When my teacher asked me to take my hoodie off, I said okay, and she went right back to teaching. And I thought that was the end of it. She noticed I didn't take it off, so she asked me again. And I told her I didn't want to. I couldn't just tell her in front of everyone that I didn't have a shirt on underneath. So she sent me to the principal. And I was too embarrassed to tell him I didn't have a shirt underneath. The principal called my mom and I ended up being sent home. And I have in-school suspension for 3 days. TLDR. I decided to wear a pullover hoodie with no shirt under to school. I didn't know we couldn't wear hoodies. I was sent home. And I have in-school suspension for 3 days for not wanting to take my hoodie off. Edit. I'm female. Did you tell your mom you didn't have a shirt on underneath so that she could tell the principal? I understand not wanting to speak in front of the whole class. And maybe even being nervous in front of the principal. But they called your mom. Why didn't you explain it to her? At 17, you definitely need to work on your communication skills. Did you think admitting you were naked underneath that hoodie would have resulted in you being asked to prove it? Some things just aren't worth asking to see proof of. And that is one of them. Any teacher or principal would take the information at face value, and if wearing a hoodie really is not allowed, you could have been either sent home to change before returning to school, or your mom, dad could have brought you a suitable shirt. I'm honestly unsure why you let it get taken so far without saying anything. Why couldn't you tell the teacher you didn't have an undershirt on? My shorts were too short one day because the tips of my fingers at my side barely touched the end of the shorts. Got sent to the principal, who forced me to wear old track sweats. Extra large. Stained with holes. I proudly wore those things to school the next week, and the principal was like, no, not school code. Well, you are the one who issued these to me. Quote. They were even more stained and worn by the end of the school year. You're 17 and scared to say you don't have a t-shirt on? You need to work on your confrontation. Second day of school and already suspended for the rest of the week, lol. Why would you not just say, at least to the principal, this is all I have on? This is a lesson in how a situation can escalate very quickly. All you needed to do was ask for a private conversation with the teacher, or ask to go see the nurse, your guidance counselor, etc. Explaining to at least one of them would have prevented a bad thing from happening. How smart or skilled you are in life won't get you far if you can't effectively communicate. I'm an educational advisor to the principal of a high school. Not sure if this job exists in other countries. And this a typical situation that happens almost every other day. If you don't want to say you have no shirt under your hoodie in front of your whole class, that can be understandable. But try to speak up either to the teacher or anyone else before ending up expelled 3 days. At the very least in the principal's office. We are very used to student telling us all sorts of things. Telling us you didn't have an undershirt under your hoodie is not gonna be a big deal. But straight up refusing to talk several times in a row is gonna be seen as an act of disrespect, disregard towards the rules, the school and its employees. It's not the end of the world being expelled 3 days. But it was clearly avoidable. Especially on your first few days at your new school. You can still explain why you didn't want to get that hoodie off to the teacher. It will probably alleviate some pressure between the two of you. The school year is still young. You were too embarrassed to say you didn't have a shirt on underneath, so you were just openly defiant in front of everyone? I'd be more embarrassed by that, personally. I work at a school, and in your situation they probably would have made you put on a PE shirt. Maybe a note sent home. It would have been NBD. When my teacher asked me to take my hoodie off, I said okay, and she went right back to teaching. And I thought that was the end of it. She noticed I didn't take it off. Not your proudest moment. Do you have an anxiety disorder or something? Gotta start building up that confidence, kid. You're almost a legal adult and the world will eat you alive if you're like this. Sigh, kid. Why didn't you just speak up? Come on. You need to learn to speak up for yourself, especially as a young woman. You could even have said that you were cold or that you only had a tank top on underneath, and that wouldn't happen again. And also, your school is ridiculous. I can understand no hoods up, but no hoodies at all? That's just asinine. I want to be sympathetic, but I cannot find it in me. Suspension for 3 days is absurd. Your parents should help you dispute that. They apparently weren't aware of the dress code either. They need to be advocating for you. You might have some anxiety going on. And as others have mentioned, try to get this cleared from your record. It does impact many college apps. Everybody is dumb here. The school for having a no hoodie policy. WTF is that? And you for just saying, okay, when the teacher made a request instead of explaining that you had no shirt on. Are you the type of person that if a cop pulls you over for speeding and tells you to slow it down, you say okay and then go right back to speeding? I'm sorry. I was unfamiliar with this aspect of the dress code and was not appropriately dressed to be without it. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful of the faculty and staff, but was embarrassed to admit this. I'll be more careful in my dress from now on and will be better prepared should I unknowingly violate school policy again. And just throw an extra set of clothes in your locker. I agree with other people here. The FU was not speaking up for yourself and letting this build on you. I'm sorry it happened, but honesty is better than suspension. Should have just bared it all. Always works in favor of wearing hoodie next time. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doomscrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.